CarolJo's. Excuse me. CarolJo's is an online jewelry and accessory business where I got the hiccups all of a sudden. I am so sorry. Where I create jewelry and accessories. I put it out on my website for you to purchase. But we don't do a lot of the sales with the jewelry here on my social medias. What we do instead is that we do tutorials, which I will have one tomorrow night at 8 p.m. where we have the I can't remember the name of it. But we'll have a memory wire bracelet. Hi, Geraldine. Hey, Melissa. So we'll have that one. And then tonight is the last chat that I have for the week. And then we do have a few sales in between all of this. And we will have another tutorial on Friday with a stacked memory wire bracelet. So we have memory wires are our theme for this week. You will also have charm sale on Saturday. So we've got that. Hi, Gladys. So that is what it is. So chat night. Chat night is where you can ask any type of question that you want about jewelry making, and we see if we can answer it for you. We also will answer questions about running your small businesses because some people do have jewelry as their small business. So go ahead and put your questions in the chat, and we will start answering those and get the conversation rolling. Also, hit the share on the TikTok here and also do the likes up there. And if we get to 10 shares, 10,000 likes, we will do giveaways. And I'm going to bring up my backup account so I can see social media easier. It's only TikTok that I have a backup of. I don't have one for my YouTube. There we go. Yay, you got it. All right. The post office has not been very friendly to us lately. And it has had some of our packages take detours. Hi, Crafty. How are you? So because of that, we've had to do some investigations with the post office to try to get your packages. And so far, knock on wood, that's not wood. Here we go, wood. Everybody's gotten them. So hopefully it'll continue. So what kind of questions do you guys have tonight? I'm open for it. And I'm going to throw away that hair. I'm doing good. Tonight has been a busy night already. I will let you know. Yep, I do sell beads. Is it Gianna or Jana? How do you pronounce it? Because I have someone that is a friend and she pronounces it with your spelling as Jana. Okay. So it's Gianna? I just want to make sure. Oh, I feel bad. But anyways, yes, I sell beads. I sell all kinds of beads. Okay, thank you. And so we do the silicone beads that you can use to make the wristlets, the keychains, the pens, and that type of thing. I sell the beads to make, well, I don't have a beaded bracelet on right now, but to make bracelets or anything, you know, the chains. And I will do like completed necklaces with thin chains and I already have the clasp on it. We'll do chains so you can make and do whatever you want with it. All the findings, all of that. Even the suede here that I have for this, I sell that a couple of times a year. I don't sell it all the time. Hi, Adriana. Thank you for the gifts. I do, like Saturday is going to be a charm sale day where all I do is sell charms. They are 35 cents a piece and we have different charms available. Well, thank you, Adriana. That is so sweet of you. What else? We've got all the findings that you would have for making jewelry. We do glass beads. We do the natural stones. We do acrylics. We do, I do have in some porcelains. Okay, Crafty's asking, I've never sold a single item online. What platform would you recommend for a beginner? Okay, this is a hard one to answer. This is based upon my experience, okay? When I started doing online, I started with Etsy because I thought that would be okay. Etsy was, I didn't have my followings that I have here on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest like I did then. I don't even know how many people follow me on Pinterest. Jeez, I haven't even looked at Pinterest in a while, in all honesty. But I didn't have as big. And so I didn't sell a whole lot on Etsy. And I don't say it's because it's Etsy. And I say it's more about me and how I was marketing everything. Thank you, Sharks, for the follow. I do bracelets and all kinds of jewelry. Hi, Zeddy. And so I'm going to say that I probably didn't sell on Etsy, hi Candy, as much because I didn't have the right audience that I needed for it, if that makes sense. But when you got down to cost, so hello Sharks, cost, I will say for me and the ease of the website, it was easier for me to do Shopify. Hi, Danielle. I will say it's not easy. You have to understand, I do have a background in softwares. I have worked on bank softwares. I worked in banking for 4 years, and then I worked on the software for 12. And then I turned around and worked on software in the life insurance industry for another 8. So I have a 20-year background in software. None of the applications, I'm going to tell you, I'll be honest, if I didn't have that background, I think I would have struggled a little bit more and trying to get it set up. How much for her bracelet? Whose bracelet? If you go to CarolJo's.com, that's CarolJos.com, you will be able to see how much my bracelets are. And so on Shopify, it was the easiest one for me to set up. But my advice on it is go look at other websites before you set yours up. Try to have an idea of what you want. Hello from Brazil. And get that. Know what your shipping is going to be. Know what you're going to want to do about returns. Know what you're going to want your About You page to be set up as. Get some of that information. And I will say use an AI to get some of that help. The Shopify has templates for it, but you're going to need to fill things in and make it personable for you for all of that. So use an AI, artificial intelligence, to help you write it and get it going. But also you can utilize the templates and stuff. Hey, Amy. And that is how I got onto Shopify. I have tried GoDaddy. I did WebEx, I think it was. Win something. I did 4 different websites. Today, okay, that's fine. We are talking today. We have chat times with my business. And today is a chat time where we talk about questions that you guys have about running a small business or about making jewelry. And someone asked about what I would say for a website. Hi, Miss Joya. Over here, I have, how did you start your business? 20 years ago in May, my sister and I went and had a girls' day, and we went to go and learn how to make a bracelet. And I fell in love with making jewelry, and I have been doing it for 20 years. I used to do in-person shows. The pandemic hit. I took a year off from doing in-person shows. Even though my state that I live in stayed open, we could do shows, but I just didn't want to. And then after the pandemic was over, I started doing shows again, and I just didn't have a love for going and setting up the displays and taking them down, that I started doing social medias instead. So that's how I've evolved to doing social medias. Hi, Lisa. So that's how I started and where I've been. And it has been 20 years. Yep. Okay, I'm waiting for... Okay, so Crafty asked, she has a second question. If you could go back to when you started this journey, what would you not do again? Oh, you're welcome. this is one of the things I was going to add on. So it's a perfect question to ask. One of the things that I had as a mentality in my head is that if I was on social media, hi, little Lulu, I'm doing good. How about you? If I was on social media, it would just automatically equate if I had this number. If I had this number on my following me in my social media, I should be making money. It took me a little bit to stop and be like, nope, that's not it. It is about running any type of business. You have to create a connection. So you can have the website. You can have all the jewelry made that you've got. If you can't connect with somebody to buy your jewelry, then it's not going to work. And I know that sounds really weird. I needed to change my mindset, and I wish I would have had that mindset going in. And what I mean by that is, you know what? If you're planning to do it online, you don't have to have all the bells and whistles done. Start building your social media. Create that connection with people and say, hey, I'm working on this. I'm just going to go live and I'm going to work on what I'm making. And then you can start your business that way and build the connections. You know, when I started doing TikTok, I built my TikTok on always going to those grow rooms, which are not allowed anymore. But when I got on TikTok, you could do it. And it was all about how to get to 10,000. Like that was a magical equation. And I was like, I got to get to my 1,000 to go live. I need my 10,000. And that's all there is to it. And I lived by making numbers of how many people were either subscribing to me or following me on different social medias. At the end of the day, I learned it didn't matter how many I had. It matters about building that connection. And once you have that connection, then things start flowing. And, you know, you do have to have some sort of a plan on it. I will tell you, and you guys will all know, before when I was working my full-time job, I didn't have a plan about this week. This is what we're concentrating on. This is what I'm going to teach. This is how, you know, all of that. It was, hey, what do you guys want to learn? Okay, let me get it in our schedule and see what we can do. I was like flying by the seat of my pants. And now that I can do this, thank you. That is you're going to laugh. I have to say, people say I have an accent because I'm in South Dakota, but people say we have one of the least accented type. A lot of people want the Midwestern accent. That's what I'll say. We have someone from Brazil over on YouTube, and they are listening so that they can train on their English. So I think it's cool. Okay, Joya says over here on TikTok, you have a sweet, positive attitude. That's what keeps me with you is the sweet attitude and kind. And then Angela's like 100% true fans. And that's the thing is that what you see here is authentically me. You get my facial expressions. I don't know how to hide my facial expressions. You get me. If I can't be who I am here, you guys, there's no connection. I can't be fake. And so it's really, truly who you see here is who I am. And I'm sorry. It is. And it was funny because the other day I did swear and someone caught it. I don't swear a whole lot. My husband does it for me. But Buttercup, who is my granddaughter, thinks I swear a lot. I'm like, it's because you're with me all the time. I'm like, oh, it's so funny. But that's another thing is that even if you do in-person shows, you have to, in a few seconds, make a connection with somebody. And it could be, we've talked about here on one of the tutorials about your display and how can it be seen that people are like, I want to go there. And then once you get there, how do you connect with them? Oh no, that's one thing. If I miss a comment, I feel bad. My comments don't fly, so I'm okay trying to respond. So she said some don't interact, they react to only a few and skip others no matter how many you type. Okay, one of the things I say is holy buckets a lot. And so Amy said, I caught myself saying holy buckets instead of the F word. because I'll say that instead. I replace. Well, today we went to lunch. I kid you not. This tells you, um, oh, I'm Angela. I'm with you. I'm dealing with that right now. I'm on my own journey with that. Um, but today Buttercup and I went out to lunch with one of my coworkers that I had when I had my job. And before she got there, someone in the kitchen forgot something and they yelled OSH. Yeah, one of my friends says, "Oh my, oh not oh Lanta." She says, "Oh my Lanta," just like DJ from Full House. She says it all the time. So Angela, I was gonna say, I was in the same bucket. My heart goes out to your husband. It's an emotional thing. Um, my position was eliminated on February 19th of this year. They eliminated all of the business analysts at the company I was working for. And I have remained positive throughout it. Um, but last week was an extremely hard week for me in that whole thing. I told Ryan I would love to do this full time. If I could do this and be able to do it and not have to work in corporate America again, I will be happy. I am truly happy doing what I'm doing. Um, and But he said, just in case, apply for jobs. And I had been applying for jobs and applying for jobs and applying for jobs. I was applying for jobs last week, even. This week is the first week that I have not applied for a job. And it came down to there was a position. I have done that position when I said I was in the software for financial institutions or banking for 12 years. There was a position doing the same thing at another company. Um, I will say yes. I will tell you about that in a second. Um, I have not always been invested in this field. Jewelry was my part-time business, and I had a full-time job, and I was a business analyst. And I got on Monday, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember which day it was, that I wasn't qualified for the position. That cut me because I have 20 years of experience. I have 12 in that industry. I have the experience. I have the qualifications. I'm like, this didn't make sense to me. And I was very, very down on myself. And I even was on saying, I'm not positive today. And that's what it was, is that I didn't get a job that I was qualified for. In my mind, I am qualified for it, but they didn't. And Ryan just looked at me and he's like, you're probably overqualified, because it was actually a position that was 2 steps lower than what I was at before. And when I sat there and thought about it, and I'm like, okay, they probably just did a blanket email. I get it now. I had to look at it from a different lens. And then what happened is he's like, we sat down and I said, here is what I'm making. Here is what I'm missing from my income that I had before. Here's where we're at. I'm still getting a severance from my position because of my years of service with them and everything. And so but I haven't touched it. And it's just sitting in savings. And I've been living off of this. And I said, if I can do that, why am I stressing about it? And so I have had stress about finding a full-time position. So yes, I have had stress because I thought, there's a lot of emotions on it from that. Yep. And that's what it is, Rose, is that's what Ryan and I talked about, is that they want to find somebody that they can, if you come in at that position, you would be making a lot less money. And I get that as a business, they want to pay someone less because it's their business. I get business. That's what my degree is in. So, I mean, once we sat down and thought about it, if I can continue to do this and if we can continue to look at it as my business, run it like a business, and that type of thing, we should be okay, and I won't have to do that. Thank you. I was going to say, I have been doing business my whole life. Oh, yeah. And so it is like at that point, you just have to do that. And once, he and I talked about it, this last week has been less stressful, but he also said, I actually work more hours right now trying to ramp this up. One of the things, so one of the questions over here on YouTube is, what could you tell us to help us with emotional control over difficult decisions? I have a wonderful husband who I can now, there have been times in this whole thing that we were not on the same page. I will tell you that. And we've had a lot of hard discussions. But the thing is that we don't get mad at each other. So I do have a very supportive husband in that aspect. So you need to find somebody who can be supportive in your decisions and help talk it through. If I didn't have him, I would probably be all over the place emotionally. And that is true. Um, I've also have my sister as a sounding board and to help me through this. So finding people that you can trust and help you through it is a great way. One of the one of the things that helped me is like just taking, I had to take the emotion out of it. So like when I didn't get that position, I was, once we sat down and I took my emotion out, I was like, it's okay. Another thing for me personally, and this is not for everybody, and I won't ever, one of the things that we don't talk about here is what each religion is. But for me, I turn to my religion to help me through it too. And so that's what I will say. Yep, I do put more into it. Okay. He works on mainframes. Yep. Yeah, and that's hard because some of the things is that with the government job, it, with what's going on, it sucks. Yep, and being mainframe is hard. And one of my kids has clearance for certain things, and they are changing jobs, and they're having a hard time getting a job in their field because number one, where they're at, they don't have a lot. But number two, they have the clearance, but it's like they don't need it. It's just the world is really wonky right now. That's all I can say. And that was one of the things that was stressing me out about doing this full time. I'm being totally transparent here. Um, I post on a short every Sunday that tells you when I'm going to be live. I will be live 4 times a week on YouTube, and I'm live on TikTok about 10 times. But some of them I'm together at the same time, like I am right now. Um, so, and everything I do here, you can come and just watch and follow. That's all I ask is that, if you like what you see, subscribe or follow. If you like it, comment and keep our conversations rolling, that type of thing. I don't require people to be like, oh, you have to come by for me. No, you don't have to. But you know what? You help support me in my adventure that I'm on. If you like, follow, comment, all that stuff. Subscribe on YouTube, all that helps me out. But, with that was one I was going to say, I'm going to go back to my thought here for a moment. One of the things that was really hard for me to making this decision to actually decide to do, oh good, I know, with him being sick, that's hard. And then you're in the emotional roller coaster of they're sick. Trust me, it sucks. um but is it sustainable in this economy and with the tariffs and all that? And it's been a like, yep. And for me, okay, the reason why I left the company that I was at for the banking software, because you have to understand, I, in the financial institution software world, there are things that you can be an expert at, and I don't know how else to say that. And mine was electronic payments. So anything that would be your debit card that you use for the bank, using your credit card, um, doing wire transfers, doing mobile deposits, doing your payroll, ACH, all of that. Those were my area of expertise, is all the electronic payment side. Okay. I had accreditations in it. I had taken tests. I had done stuff. And I had even gone to conferences, and I was getting to the point that I was being asked to sit in and give the speeches at the conferences. And with what my knowledge was, I actually, in the ACH world, which is automatic clearinghouse, your deposits for your payroll, when bills come out that aren't attached to a credit card, those are all ACH transactions. Sorry, I'm going into detail here, but there are rules behind it. You have Regulation E, which is the federal government rules, and then you have the rule book for ACH. And I actually sat on forums and parts of it in the districts for the Fed and for the ACH, and I was building myself up. And on that aspect, I gave that all up because of the company I worked for. Okay. That is something set up in their software about who's initiating it. I have not heard of that one. I'll have to go look that up. And so, hi, Callie. Nina, you haven't been, it's been a while. Yeah, it's something set up in their software on who's initiating it and why they're not getting a charge. Which most, like if you go to the teller line or the personal banker, they're not going to know. You need to get to a manager in the back room. Okay. That might be. Global Payments made it. Yep. That's why I'm like, I don't know that one, but Global Payments, yes. And so when I say that, I was building up my professional, and I left it because of the company. Oh, we're just sitting here talking. I get it. Everybody needs to take a break at some point in time. And it was funny because today, when I got done with my board of directors meeting, I was like, I'm going to have 2 days off. And I'm like, I don't know when the last time I took 2 days off was. I think it was like when I was sick last year. So I don't get off. But now what I'm doing, since I'm doing so much more with the business, I am actually not on social media in other people's lives as much as I was. I don't get on social medias and that time. My vacation was over a year ago. Yeah. Okay, I have not been on my emails because I had my board of directors meeting right before this. After I get done with the live, I will go check it and reply to you, okay? I'm not even taking a vacation, in all honesty. You know what I'm doing? Oh, thanks, Joya. We have a retreat for the bank. Or not the bank, I'm sorry, for the credit union. So that I'm on the board of. I'll be working when I have those days off. Literally, I took Mother's Day off, and that was my first day off in months. I do have a full-time job named taking care of Buttercup. Oh. Don't I? We're going to do resin together tomorrow.
Why can't we do it tonight?
Because, I don't know. Maybe we could. I keep forgetting she does not have school, and we don't have to get up in the morning because we don't have a summer program until next week. So we can stay up a little bit laters.
Ooh, what's this? Magnificent.
That's for rolling the clay, the polymer clay. I have polymer clay down here too.
Can we do like just like a live for this? Like just for making stuff out of resin? Can we do that?
Not today. I'm not going to do it this week because I got to get better at it before we do another live.
I'm already good at it.
Oh, Joya's asking, what did we make after the show? She made one more, and then we put it up. Oh.
What are you doing right now?
We have my husband and I have 4 kids. We have 29, 23, 23, 22. We're a blended family. Our 23-year-olds are 18 days apart.
Wait, who has that?
And we never went on vacations as a kid when the kids were little and stuff. What we did instead is when I had a show, we would get a hotel room at the location.
Where is like the Scoopy thingy?
It is in this box that's down here that I can't get to right now.
Can I?
Honey, no. I got stuff. Hold on just a second. I got to get, she wants something. Stop doing that with your nails, please. There you go. There you go. It's in there. But do not do any resin stuff. Okay? Promise me. Pinky promise. Because last time I asked you not to do something in a live, you did it.
What was it?
Cut the brownies.
Oh.
So don't do it, okay? You're going to need to wait for me. Yes, you sure can.
What'd they ask?
If they can send me an email for some advice. Yes, it's Emily. And I even have Buttercup in here with me.
Who?
Emily. She's the one here.
Who's Emily? Why should I know her?
She said hi to you.
Oh, I'm like, I don't know any Emilys. Like.
Oh, no.
Huh.
Her mom dislocated her shoulder. That would hurt. I got to bring this up so I can see these. Is she in a lot of pain?
There's that. I don't want it anymore. I got what I needed.
Okay. Well, we'll do some after the live for just a little bit, okay? All right. And then we'll show you guys tomorrow what we make. And so we just didn't do a lot of vacations when our kids were younger.
Now we're doing a lot of vacations with me, guys. Like, I'm so popular.
Oh, you think you're going to do lots of vacations?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Have you met your Opa? He doesn't like to travel very much.
He doesn't like heights.
Oh, no, I don't like heights. He doesn't like to be without his bed. He likes his bed.
He likes cars.
Oh, he does.
Car bed.
Oh, that would be funny. Sorry. We've been together all day. Oh, that is so cool, Emily. You'll have to let us know how it goes. I won't be on. I'll be on tomorrow night with a tutorial. So if you could, you might be able to tell me then. Yep, we did a lot of like small little trips. Like we would go an hour away and get a hotel room. But also some advice on that is that we would take a crock pot and put it into the hotel room and fix a meal in the crock pot. We did that. We went on a 10-day trip to Dallas, Texas for a bowling trip for one of our kids. And we brought the crock pot. We had a microwave and we cooked roast in our hotel room. We ended up just doing microwave potatoes because you can't do all of it. But we did that. We did soups. We just did a lot of things so that we didn't have to eat out all the time. We got inventive. Okay. All right, Terror Destroyer. That is pretty weird. I would never thought of that, but okay. So we do a lot of that. Someone was filtered. Yeah, she is the queen of beet soup, but I can't get her to make it right now. So, hi, Juana. But yes, email me, Nina, and then I will do that. I don't know why I would keep on calling Callie. Oh, yep. We'll be live it'll be 8 o'clock Central Time. Hello. All right. I think I got that. Yep. Someone said a no. And we didn't have Jade on. Jade has been coming on very slowly. And so, all right. She, I'm doing good. How about you? There's a new update to TikTok and some of the rules changed. And so literally there are things some words that were added to it. I was watching a video right before my meeting. I had like 5 minutes and I get on. I literally right now will watch maybe 5-10 minutes of something and then I get off for a while. I used to have it on all the time for background noise and I don't do it. She has been to the Omaha Zoo 3 times a year. What I want to do is when my old job, I should have done it, but I never did it. They got discounted passes to the zoo here near us, and there was reciprocity to Omaha, so we could have gone to Omaha for free. And I'm like, I never did it. What's that? What time is it here? Right now it's 8:40 p.m. I'm in the Central Time Zone in South Dakota in the U.S. Yeah, so she's been to the zoo many, many, many times. She loves animals. That's why I've been to the zoo so much. What's all behind me is beads. So I'm going to grab this one here. These are trays of beads. They all have their own little container and different type beads. So all of those are all beads. And then these are beads too in different containers. Okay, I'll let you know. I'm supposed to actually go down to Sioux City to meet a friend that I have in Omaha so that we're both halfway. I make jewelry, and this is my bead collection. Here is one row. You see this row is part of one. There's that one over there. There are 4 rows. They are 8 feet tall and it's 8 feet wide is how big it is. But that's not. Aww. That is very sad. And bullying is not fun. And how do you do with all of that? I do sell beads on TikTok is where I sell my beads. I love these trays. This works best for me, in all honesty. But not everybody can use them. My sister cannot create with these. So you have to find a system that works for you. I literally sell on TikTok only because the comments on both Instagram and YouTube lives are slower. So it just doesn't work. Yep, I will show you here. Let me put my lid on my cap or my pop. They're asking to see them up close. So that one's upside down. Let me get it the right way. There, that way. So there are 4 different sizes to this. This is the Elizabeth Ward Bead Storage Solution is what this is called. You get the large, medium, small, and minis. Each one, that's one thing I will say is that always have someone you can talk to and having a counselor to give you coping skills. So each one comes out because that's how you get through life. And they have their own lid to open. Everyone has its own lid, so they're shut like that. I will tell you, they're not cheap. Some individuals have found them on sites like Tea to the Moo, because we can't say that word. And that type of thing. Yep, they do look like little Tic Tac containers. Sure, I'll show you again here. Yeah. Oh, that is some good words. So this is what they look like. There's different sizes and different beads. Yep, this is my own personal collection. I don't make as much jewelry as I used to because of I don't go to shows. Oh, that's when you need a counselor. It's that is I know right. That one I do know. That's what that acronym stands for. I know right. These I have all of them like right here, and I've sorted them out by color. So on this side I have all the colors, and on this side is what kind of what is in it. So that one I just showed you was just gemstones. That's what I call them. Gemstones could also be natural stones, crystals, that type of thing. So that, and then like porcelain, and then these are more gemstones. These are all blue. And then up here we have wood, we have blue pearls, more blue porcelain, and then these three are blue acrylics. And then blue glass is here, and then I have some shells and gemstone mixes, and then glass all the way to the bottom. So yeah. Yep. Let me right here's a porcelain. I'm like, where was that one? So that's like right in here is my porcelain ones. I'll show you up close. And I'm going to have some porcelain beads coming up. Like this. I did not get into doing the silicone. And I'm going to be totally honest about the silicone beads and stuff. I honestly did not get into silicones. I sat there for the people that have been on for a while. Okay, guess what? Thank you, Mandy, for saying that. I have a child that is also non-binary. And this is what I will say. We all are humans. We are all people, and we should all love each other. So thank you for sharing. So I didn't really want to get into silicone beads at all, but you guys wanted some, so I started doing it. And guess what? Thank you, Joya. I love it now. But I don't store them differently than how I store them when I do to sell. I actually just go to where they are at for selling and I grab them. Me? Why do I look worried? I'm not worried.
Huh?
What?
You're like,
Oh, she's making me laugh. So that's why I don't know how to store my focals.
Oh, why did you buy this?
Okay, you have a great night. We will talk to you tomorrow, okay?
Why did you buy this?
I didn't. My friend gave it to me.
Oh, I wonder why.
Oh, that's funny. But for focals, I don't have an answer. I literally, you guys can laugh. I've got them in containers. This one is here is because I haven't sold them yet. I haven't brought them up for sale. I just put them in bags in a container. That's how I'm storing them for right now because they're up for sale. Who is talking behind me is Buttercup.
Me.
she just yelled. Buttercup is my granddaughter. We don't call her by her first name, and we don't show her face on social medias. We keep her protected. So what are the best beads to use for bracelets, and what size do I prefer? Now, beads for bracelets. You can use any type of bead that you want. This is what I'm going to say about beads. It is going to be what you sell. And what I mean by that is that you've got to figure out what your market is to determine which, I'm trying to figure out my words here, so sorry. You have to figure out what your market is to know what you can buy for beads and what will sell in that market.
Gracious.
Oh, good words. And so anyways, what I'm saying that is like someone yesterday, I cannot pronounce your name. Is it Qatar Banu?
What are these for? Like, do you have any of the stamp stuff?
I will show you later, okay? Sorry. But let me know if I did that wrong, okay? Hi, Sissy. Guess what? It's my own hair that's gonna get in collection of everything. Thank you, Sissy, for the gift.
What is
Thank you. But where they have animals, and so they get hair over everything, so they keep them in bags for their beads. I'm trying to think of how to word this, so just let me get my thoughts together. So someone yesterday was talking on their live that they were destashing certain beads because it wasn't selling for them. One of the beads that they were wanting to destash is something that I have been making a lot of with lately. You guys know I love, and I'm going to say it, I love rondelles, faceted rondelles. And that is something I want to say will come down to how you put your jewelry together, how it looks, is it on trend, that type of thing. So that's what I wanted to say.
Is that it? Is that it? I guess it is. Please tell me it isn't. It is.
So that is where for me, I had to do research. I used to love having toggle bracelets, but I found out after I made a bazillion toggle bracelets, they don't sell. I could sell out of stretch bracelets. Toggles did not sell. That's one of the words. Well, I love that you're from India. I think it's cool. Maybe.
What?
I'm going to finish my live here, though, before we go to that. If you could teach me how to speak your name, that would be great, okay? But literally, it comes down to when you go, this is what I'll say, is go to shows that are where you want to sell.
690.
And it is about finding out what your market will be, and then look at what they're wearing. If they're wearing stretchy bracelets, are they wearing necklaces? Are they wearing earrings? And what styles? Are they wearing posts or dangles?
650.
So that's what I would say is, just do a little, you don't have to spend a ton of time walking through them, but spend some time trying to figure out where you're wanting to go. Or if you are on lives, what kind of jewelry are they wearing on the live?
Oh, goodness.
She just knocked something over. We're talking about from over on TikTok. They're asking about what they should be making.
I'm thinking of your word combos I've never used, like goodness gravy.
I don't think I've used goodness gravy.
What do you say?
Goodness gracious?
Oh, I say, oh my Lady Gaga.
Yes, we learned that one off of TikTok.
Okay, let's see. What are you? You're 680?
Yep. And so literally I found out that I could do earrings if I made them with a necklace and made sets.
You're 661.
Ooh.
You don't want one. 687. Uh-huh.
Octar? Is that it? Octar? Or am I putting too much on the tar?
You are, yep.
So, hi, is it, oh, thank you. It's TWC Myers. Does the TWC stand for anything? Yeah, okay, Octar. Okay, thank you. Zuli will be coming back in July, and she will be doing some tutorials and that type of thing. She is awesome at doing those. That is not, I will tell you, that is not my area of expertise.
Oh
I have done it.
Gravy.
And I don't know if I'd ever be as good as her.
Who?
Zuli, when she does her macrame bracelets. That's what I call it, macrame. All right.
Does she call them that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. You're making a lot of noise over there. She's like, gives me a luck.
Like, wow.
So literally, I have made bracelets doing some of the techniques that she does. And the bracelet that I really learned how to do it. Ah, thank you. Oh, I love Nirvana. I grew up on Nirvana in my college years. All right. So, but the bracelet I made doing that, it is a lot of work. It took me probably about 20 hours to make. So that's when I would not do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, she has. Okay, I didn't see that one. So no, good thing you put it in there.
Okay.
Yes, she has grown up. She's 9 now. Doesn't seem like it, does it?
What?
Nina's on, and she's known you for a long time, and she's
How
like,
long?
oh my, you've grown up.
How long?
She's probably been 2.5 years.
That's when I was like 6.
Yeah.
So?
Okay, so I sold.
Okay.
I'm getting asked, what's the best place to sell the jewelry? I've done it in boutiques. I have done it in consignment shops. I have done in an art gallery. I have done it in in-person shows. I've done it on TikTok and the social medias. It really comes down to really figuring out, where do you want to sell? And making sure that you promote your business and be able to connect with people to go to where it's going to be sold at. So I know that sounds really odd to say, but that is the best things.
Oh, did you get series 2?
I'm being asked over here if I have a pool or a hot tub. Nope, we don't have either one. And yes, I am married to my husband for 12 years.
I thought we were getting a pool.
Thank you. This is actually, I have certain jewelry that I will wear every so often.
Can I see?
This one, it is actually a black diamond from my grandmother. And this was the second to last gift she gave me before she passed away. And sometimes when I want to feel connected to someone, whether it be my mom or my 2 grandmothers that have passed, I will wear jewelry at certain times. You won't see me wear it very often, but what I do is that I want to have my connection right now. So that's why I'm wearing it. Thing is that I have a family member who is helping promote my business right now a lot.
Me guys.
Oh, Buttercup says it's her. I will say, I have 2 family members. Sorry. So yes, you were correct.
Did you get series 1?
I don't know, honey. Just give me a minute till I'm done. So in where I live, there isn't, I live out in the country. There isn't here. I have to drive a little bit to get to them. My husband wants us to get a pool.
Yeah, I want a pool.
Ah, thank you. The grandma that gave me this necklace passed away 26 years ago. And I still have this. And I almost lost it. I live in South Dakota.
Hey, oh my, guess what? My mommy was born then.
Yes, your mom was 3 years old when my grandmother.
Yeah, because she's 9. My mommy 29.
Yep.
I 9.
Well, she would. Let me think that through. Yes, she just had turned 3. I had to think about the years.
You guys are welcome for
Okay.
For that.
Oh. Okay.
Hey. Nope, not you.
Yep. Enjoy it with the festivals.
Not
That
you.
would be good too. All right. Buttercup is getting into things that are right behind me because she wants to make something yet tonight before we go to bed. So I think we've had an awesome conversation. I love your guys' questions and us being able to go all over the place with it and where we're going. One of the things that we have talked about in some of our tutorials and everything is about creating connections to be able to sell what you're making, no matter what it is, and how you do that. Yep, and so you can do it on TikTok. You just have to create that connection. People on TikTok, you can do the do it. You can do invoicing through different platforms. You don't even have to have a website. So those are things to think about. So I want you guys to think about some of your questions that you want to ask about that part of it. Bring them back next week because we've already done our 2 chats this week. So write them down and bring them to chat time and we will continue on. If we need to have more of a one-on-one discussion about a certain thing or topic, we can have actually one of our tutorials be about that. You just need to let me know and email me about it, okay? So you guys all have a great night. No, Buttercup is not her real name. We do not say her real name here on social media. So we came up with a nickname to call her, and her nickname is Buttercup.
How about 1,000 years ago?
I have to get off and be a grandma. I would love to stay live. I will be back on tomorrow night with a tutorial here on YouTube at 8 p.m. Central. And I will be live tomorrow. I'm not sure of the time for our pen sale tomorrow during the day on TikTok. So I'm going to go hang out with her. I hope so too. I'm excited to do this with her. I love that she wants to craft with me. I'm going to take it for all it's worth. So everybody have a great night. Subscribe or follow. Come back tomorrow and we'll have fun again. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Get out!